Welcome to the second part of our journey into mindful design and its impact on the technologies of yesterday and tomorrow. Last time, we discussed how technology's interactions with the human needs to create, share ideas, and form emotional connections drive social transformations. Now let's see how these elements influence the early days of the personal computer in the 80s and 90s. We often view computers just as technical objects. In computer science classes, you learn about how they work, but what truly changed the world wasn't the tech. It was how computers let us be creative. They gave us a new world where the specifics of software or hardware didn't matter as much as what we could make or experience through them. As we saw in the last video, for a technology to really change us, it must ignite our creativity, intellect, and emotions. Let's explore how the personal computer did just that. Before the 80s, writing meant using a typewriter or pen and paper. It wasn't easy to share or copy your work. Specialized experts were needed to draw, write, and distribute our work. Early computers were complex, with switches and punch cards that most people couldn't use. Then came keyboards, mice, and affordable printers. These tools made it easier for everyone to create and share, breaking down the walls that held back our self-expression. Our ability to think and learn was also held back by old ways of storing information like books and tapes. It was always challenging to find what you needed when you needed it in an analog world. Then came inventions like floppy disks, hard drives, and CDs. They worked much more like our memory because they offered random access memory, which meant with the right software you could find what you wanted when you needed it. From the 60s to the 80s, TV was where we got our emotional fix. However, it was controlled by those who held the broadcast rights. Computers needed to be as captivating as TV to form an emotional connection with us, though. Early computers were simply not user-friendly. But when the Apple II came with the capability of using a TV screen for display, it changed everything. Dedicated monitors improved the quality of images, but the concept was still a familiar one. This familiarity provided the public with a gateway into the world of computing, opening doors to everything from art to video games. By combining these tools, personal computers became something everyone could use, not just the experts. This led to a burst of creativity in many fields. Like cars reshaped societies, computers began to change how we worked, lived, and played. Personal computers helped many people start new businesses because they brought with them easy access to creative tools such as desktop publishing and application development. This same technology allowed companies to connect the past with databases and the future with spreadsheets, transforming how they planned in creative projects. At home, games and email created emotional connections with our machines. Over time, this emotional connection was further amplified through social media, which we'll discuss more extensively in the next video. But this burst of creativity had a downside. We made platforms to share and store vast amounts of information. What we didn't make was a way for us to process that flood of information effectively. We're still dealing with this challenge. In our next videos, we'll explore how the intervening decades have become about the struggle to find connection in the information overload we've created and how AI might provide us with a solution to this issue.